woman, you will get disrespected to your face because his financial status says I can. So my thing is, if you coming home to me at night and only me, baby, I'll take you broke. I'll take you broke. Because I've been broken by millionaires.
Real men, and I'm talking about real men. The value goes up with age. For us women, it's the opposite. It's a hell of a hard pill to swallow, but it's like they're the driver that gets better with more experience, and we're the car that just gets run down the more we are around. And just a disclaimer, because I know I don't look my age, I'm already 38 years old, so I'm already right at the doorstep of that older woman group.
Boy, that's a lot to unpack right there, but we're going to unpack it.
You can go anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere.
Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
My experience and in my opinion, older men that are true, established alpha men, okay, they avoid older women because older women are broken. You have lived through too much. You have seen too much. You have experienced too much. You have been exposed to too much trauma that you carry those scars with you.
Now look at this woman. Look at this woman who, and you're going to be surprised, man. This woman is 38 years old. When you look at her, she a real cutie for a 38-year-old woman, man. But this is how 38 is supposed to look. See, we think 38 is supposed to look, oh, it's not. This is how 38 is supposed to look. So when you look at it and you listen to her talk, listen to her voice. Listen to her voice. It ain't Lisa Ray. It ain't Vivica Fox. She's soft-spoken. She's calm. She's taking her time. She's speaking. And listen, she doesn't even think that she's a young tender or anything. She just understands the reality of life.
You are a lot harder to mold. So finding a younger woman, it's a lot easier for them to mold this woman into what they need. And it's crazy because sometimes you'll find a man that was like horrible throughout his youth. He used women, treated them badly, or whatever the case may be. And then he just came to a point in his life in which he was like, I can't keep doing this. I want to settle down. I want a good woman. He's not going to go after the one that has gone through the trauma that he probably put her through. This is why you see some men, some older men would get divorced and they would marry a younger woman. And then that woman gets treated like a queen. You were the trial. He used you and abused you, and now he learned better.
Now, when it comes to trial, man, let's be honest. When we're young, relationships are trial and error. It's trial and error on both sides. So a woman will learn how to be how she's supposed to be. And if she doesn't have too much baggage, she could still make somebody a good wife if she doesn't have too much baggage for that particular man. But 9 times out of 10, these women go through these things. They come out of anything they got. Even if they've been with one dude, they got 5 kids by this one dude. That's just too many kids. It's too many. It don't matter if you was married and you got them all by one dude. That's too many. So, but let's say a woman who was with a man, they was together 10 years. She got 1 kid. There's men out here that are more likely, if she learned from that what she's supposed to do and she owns her own part in it and what she contributed to the downfall of the relationship, she can make somebody a wonderful wife. You understand what I'm saying? And so the bottom line is we all learn when we're younger. We all go through these things. We all deal with these situations. The bottom line is, do you come out of it with more wounds than you can recover from? Do you come out of it with wounds or scars? Wounds are still open. They're still festering. They're still infected. They're still bothering you. They're still weighing you down. They're still making your attitude stink. They're still making your interaction with other people condescending. They're still making you view the world like the world owes you something. Scars are just the leftover evidence of wounds that you healed. Means that you go into a situation thinking about what I could do to make it work, as opposed to expecting to look at things so you can say, okay, that's going to make it fail. You go into a situation expecting positive things from the other side, and so you give positive things. You go into a situation believing that if you give it all you have to give and you look out for the signs that you know you overlooked the first time, that you can make sure that you're in a situation that's going to be successful. But then the majority of women you meet who are at that age, they don't view it like that. They don't view it like that.
And now he's going to find somebody that he can actually hopefully have a happier life with, and he's not trying to make the same mistakes twice. And unless you are an older woman that is going to therapy, or for whatever reason you just happen to have God's gift where you just learn from your experiences and you know how to drop them and you don't carry those scars with you, you know how hard it is to deal with somebody that has past traumas and to have to work through them with them.
Never do it. Never try to help a woman through her past trauma. Never try to help anyone through their past trauma. I mean, as far as like being in a relationship with them. That's why when it comes to talking about trauma, man, I'm not finna talk to nobody about their trauma for free, man. That's a heavy load. It's always a heavy emotional load to tow when someone shares their trauma with you. So if a man is talking to me about his trauma, he's dealing with things that I would never deal with, and he's telling me about the things that he's accepted, and sometimes the things that he's, imparted in the situation himself, man, I'm looking at it, man, that's a heavy load to carry, man. I deserve to be paid to carry that load, to help you navigate it. It's a heavy load, man. But in an interpersonal relationship, I do not deal with women. I will never deal with a woman who has past emotional trauma and she is dealing with it. You got to go get your trauma fixed first. If you ain't got your trauma fixed, don't come my way. Don't come my way. Don't talk to me. I don't want to hear you. If you got to talk to me and you talking to me about anything, that's why you let a woman open up. Stop trying to sell yourself to the woman. Stop trying to convince the woman that you the one she need. Let the woman open up and tell you about herself. Let her share with you. Make the woman feel like you're a friend and you're a good enough friend. She can talk to you. And if she go to talk about things, man, and she in tears about things she talking about, you make sure you just say, you know what, Shaw, I think it's best that we just be friends. Which when a man says that means I'm not going to talk to you no more. Hell, when a woman says that, it means the same thing. I'm not going to talk to you like that, but I'm going to keep you over here just in case I can't get access to nobody else. But it pretty much means the same thing. Never deal with someone who has that type of emotion attached to their past. No matter what it is, even if someone lost a loved one and every time they think about that person, man, they're in tears, they still need some help. They still need counseling. Anyone who has 50, 60, 70% of their emotionality tied to the past only has 30 or 40% to give to you. They can't buy in. A woman who has that type of emotionality tied to something else, she can't buy into you. She can't be the type of woman that's going to buy into what you're selling, that's going to buy into the gift that you're giving, that's going to appreciate the things that you provide in her life just with your mere presence. And so you're going to be underappreciated, which as a man, when you're in a situation and you dedicate yourself to it, when you're underappreciated, you give more and more and more and more and more because you're like, I know how great I am. If I keep giving more, eventually the woman's going to get it. The woman can't get it. She can't get it, bro. Emotional damage is real. Emotional trauma is real. Never let anyone tell you it's not.
It's a lot easier for them to get a younger woman. Not to mention the fresh meat is a flex to them. Real man, and I'm talking about real man. The value goes up with age. For us, woman is the opposite. It's a hell of a hard pill to swallow, but it's like they're the driver that gets better with more experience, and we're the car that just gets run down the more we are around. And just a disclaimer, because I know I don't look my age, I'm already 38 years old, so I'm already right at the doorstep of that older woman group. I don't have any kids and I've never been married, so maybe I get a pass in some areas. But we have to understand that sometimes we just don't appeal to these men anymore. Hey, and that's okay.
Boy, that's a lot to unpack right there, but we're going to unpack it. Here's the real deal. Women are like cars. You buy them brand new, you drive them, you like them, they're valuable. The value goes down the more you drive. The more miles you put on it, the value goes down. Just the way it is. The more wear and tear, the value goes down. Everything has a warranty on it. The tires, 70,000 miles if you get good ones. The powertrain, 50 to 100,000 miles. 36 on most American cars. The just bumper to bumper, 36,000 miles. See, when you really think about these things, that's exactly the proper analogy. Men, we're like the driver. We start off driving when we're young, wrecking, running over things, tearing up cars. But after we drive for 10 years, we're OG drivers. We're better. Guess what happens? Our car insurance goes down. 10 years later, guess what happens? Our car insurance goes down more. 10 years later, guess what happens? Our car insurance goes down even more to where we're barely paying anything. But what happened to that car? What happened to that car you bought 20 years ago? It's just your everyday hop around car. You can't can't trade it for nothing, can't sell it. Just your everyday hop around car. And even if you go buy a classic, either you're gonna pay an arm and a leg for it because somebody has fully restored it, or you're gonna pay an arm and a leg restoring it yourself. That's why we restore old school vehicles. And we still get a good rate on our insurance. Why? Because we are the experienced drivers. That's just the reality of it. See, here's what women don't understand. Yes, we capitalize on that. Yes, we capitalize on that. But if we were women, we'd have to accept that as well. See, we're not under the impression that it's just this way, because no, it would be this way regardless. If anybody in here would have been born a girl, it would have been the same thing for you. You would have had to accept what that woman just said. This is just the way it is. So what you have to do is surround yourself with positive life-building energy that enhances your existence and contributes to your confidence, growth, and improvement. That woman's 38 years old. She is a nice-looking woman to be 38 years old. She really is. Matter of fact, she looks exceptionally good to be 30 years old. 38 years old. She's almost 40. When you think about it, it's not hard to find a woman who's younger than that, who looks worse than that, who looks older than that. We're not even talking about looking better or worse. We're talking about looking young, looking vibrant. So you have to surround yourself, even women, you have to surround yourself with people that are going to help you understand what it means to preserve yourself as you get older. Wearing all that makeup every day, putting all that synthetic hair in your head and all that, it look good now, but it's going to damage your body. Your hair is eventually not going to be able to even be healthy anymore. You wear that crap all the time. Your skin is going to be, you're not going to ever be able to recover it if you put all that makeup and all them chemicals on your face all the time. You're not going to be able to do it. If you're eating all those foul things, your insides are going to be god awful. It's going to be like a septic tank. It's going to be like a cesspool, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you have to be around people that are telling you the truth about what it takes to preserve yourself, so you can be a very attractive 38-year-old woman who doesn't have any children, who's never been married. Now, I don't know what her situation is, but if a man met her looking the way she looks and she said, I don't have any children, I've never been married, I'm 38, I think there are many men who will overlook the fact that she's 38 because she's never been married and has no children. And let's be honest. Now, I will ask her how many times she's actually been pregnant, though. That's a question you better start asking women, because you can meet a woman with no children, but she's been pregnant 5 times. Now, how those ended, we ain't gonna discuss that. There's one of 2 ways they could, but I guarantee you they all didn't end the same way. I can promise you that. Especially if that way is a miscarriage. So what I say to you, men, is this, man. You have to wrap your mind around the concept that everything that you see taking place in front of you is the reality of the world that we live in. Nobody's immune to it. Even us over here in the alpha sphere.